to reflect what happened subsequent to December 11th.
It's happened, because the minutes are just posted what takes place.
And that's
That was, this is not a negotiation.
that's what the minutes state. That's what was agreed on the 11th.
So just, I'm bringing it up just to stay,
So I think on ongoing business, we need to discuss
yeah,
this. And
just to be consistent. It should say the same thing.
Anything else?
Well, I don't think it should be, because that's what we said in the meeting, that we wanted it either party. And if they wrote the contract up by just them, that's a whole different subject.
Yeah, because
The
it doesn't,
minutes
what
are
was
both
said,
parties,
what was
either
said.
party,
What was said to me
either party,
is what we documented.
in the minutes,
Yes.
but they didn't follow that
right, it doesn't say,
direction.
it doesn't say either party can terminate. It says they can terminate.
They said they're the only ones that
Right.
can terminate.
The thing of it is, whether we
Well, we know the general
had
feeling
a
of it.
discussion,
Right.
what's documented is the discussion.
It
Right,
wasn't making a, it
the
wasn't,
minutes are fine,
okay, well, that's what we're trying to. that's what
the
we're-
minutes are fine. This, we'll talk about this later.
Okay.
That doesn't go on.
So if the minutes are correct, I don't need to make it correct.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll just point out that they didn't match.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
So Kelly needs to add something to the agenda.
Pregnant readiness. If we can add in,
Kelly, speak into your mic, please.
is that,
Yes, please. Thank you.
if I can add to the agenda, please, in new business, we need to discuss hiring a company to, locate utility lines.
I have that. Perfect.
Still try to get these minutes approved, so are there any?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of October 12, November 16, November 27, November 29, December 11, and December 13.
There's four. Okay. Are there any discussion on that? Question? Okay. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Nay? Carried, 5-0. Now, we need to make a motion to add the closing of the public hearing on November 22nd. As it's still open.
Make that motion to close the public hearing.
We'll add that to the agenda.
Oh, to add to the agenda. Yes. I make the motion.
Dan,
I said.
they all in favor, aye?
All right.
Good. Opposed, nay? Motion carried. Very good. All added. All right, let's move on. That's kind of big. Minutes are-
We're conducting the November 1st.
You're doing a great job.
Yes,
Where that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. All right, yeah, 6 minutes.
okay, let's get on to, account payable, please. I need a motion on the general fund account to approve $45,281.03.
I'll make that motion.
Pat,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Deb, yes. Bernie?
Yes. Fire fund account. The motion to approve $4,565.80.
Distribution?
Any comments, support? With that. Any questions on the fire fund? Roll call, please.
Kelly? Pat? Dan?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Bernie?
Yes. Motion carried. Sewer water, I need a motion to approve $6,238.58. And that is for Right. Any questions on the stormwater?
Helen? Yes. Pat?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Ernie?
Yes. Very good. Refuge fund, need a motion to approve $12,909.72. John McEwen, Matt Williams. Any questions on me? All right. Roll call, please.
Kelly? Pat? Dan?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Ernie?
Yes. Very good. Okay, I have some correspondence. Eagle sent us a environmental, what's it, the floodplain maintenance plan. It's Michigan plan.
You want to try,
I will share this with everybody.
you want to try some
Correspondence.
Want it, treasurer's report at all?
Oh, did I miss something? I sure did. Move this right along.
Just the general fund, 248, 131, 118, 79. Gene Drive assessment, 13,0387. Metro count, 122, 79205. Refuse, 82, 44530. Commissioner general savings, 1,975.37. Deferred CD, 38, 588.02. West Shore Fire Savings, 39,770.01. Deferred, that's the same as 107.41 and 55,771.25. ARPA 26, 528.62. Tax account 7,893.40 and the fire assessment 862,704.14. The CD that for the general fund, the 38,588 CD is due today. So we need a motion, I'd like a motion to roll it over.
Any questions on that?
Can you repeat the two networks?
Yeah, please.
So the CD to the general.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Kelly? Yes. Pat?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Ernie?
Yes. Now, and Eagle. I'll share it with everybody. This is one clerk's office. Guy. Give us something like that.
Should we anywhere near the floodplain?
Surprise. We're not, you'd be surprised what it's considered flood. We could have 30 inches of rain right out here to be a flood. Like that. Yes.
I'm sure that we're gonna talk about the trash, but I wasn't here for the meeting and I know I can't talk when you're talking about the trash. So I'm really concerned about the pickup issues. I've been told that they're gonna have to be on the side of the road, they're gonna come by, pick them up. Are they gonna go down 2 tracks? We can't anchor our trash cans down anymore to keep the bear and the raccoon out. Because they can't dump them. I own the property on Maryville Road, and I do not want a bunch of trash cans sitting on my property. Because the bear is gonna get them, the raccoon's gonna get them, and I'm gonna have trash everywhere. Now, if they're gonna come down Lazy Deer Lane on 2-track and pick up trash, I don't know, that's,
No, we're not.
Well, he's here to answer those questions.
okay, because I don't want trash cans on my property, whether my neighbor does, that's totally up to him. But I do not want them lined up on my property.
Where are they all now?
They're on the 2-track going down Maryville Road, going down,
Right there, by there.
they're on the 2-track going down towards Lazy Deer Lane.
Right.
They're not on the main drag,
Well, they're up by Maryville.
but he's not gonna be able to pick them up. All right, okay, I'm just, all right, my theory is, and I said,
Because you have them anchored down, is what you're saying.
and I can't anchor them down, they say, that's what I've been told. And the raccoons get in them, the bear get in them, and we have trash strewn everywhere. We have it every year. We have a little bungee cord on ours just to keep it so they can't get in. Not happy with it. We're gonna get less service. We're going to pay more, which I'm not complaining, it's still a bargain. But I really don't see, you know, I'm here, Nikki and Jackie got a lot of complaints. Well, I've been coming to a lot of meetings, and I really haven't heard a lot of people complain about the trash service. About how he runs his service, that's a different story, that's a zoning issue. But as my trash being picked up every week, my big bulk items being picked every week, the once a year pickup, I have never had any complaints, and neither have any of my neighbors, so that's all I can say.
John?
I had the same issue, we're on Putnam Lake Drive, and I question whether or not the truck's gonna be able to make it down the loop now. So it's created a hardship. That you're in the same kind of situation, I don't know if they're gonna be able to make it down your road.
They don't come down my road.
But do you own the
Out
property,
Concordia.
do you own the property it goes on? They may not want you on their property.
It's right of way. It's in the road right of way.
So they can put their trash cans on my property because it's a road right away.
I'm not sure legally. I know that we are permitted to,
Okay.
so.
The issue of theirs and such, probably a bigger issue when you kind of bunch up together.
Exactly, we have a bunch of them together.
The biggest issue is if they are going to be able to get down on the roads. If they can't get down on the roads, what do we do? Who does?
Again, he's here to answer the question.
Will we be able to question him? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
What is the bottom line? What is gonna be put on our taxes?
We can figure it out, and we wanna see if we can. We wanna see if we can keep the vacant land at a lesser price. We have to see if we can split it like that.
And the question is, if everybody's gonna have the same charge on their taxes, why can't they have trash bins? Whether they're here full-time or part-time.
They can have, if they are here full-time, they live here full-time, definitely. If they are seasonal, definitely. If they are campers, no.
Vacant land.
Or vacant land, no.
That's not what you've been posting.
I'm paying $50 on my taxes for it.
They know.
I'm paying the full price, why shouldn't I get full accountability and use of the service?
Because you're considered vacant land, I believe.
Then I shouldn't be charged for it.
So then you can make it, again, you can make it a deal with, like you do with Green Line.
Why should he rent one when it's on his taxes?
He can use the bags. The bags are for his service to use.
Yeah.
It's the same.
So you would
I don't
think that
see
you
a
line
whole
up
lot
the animals
changing
and
as
it's all
far as
over
the
the place.
dumpster, and who can get a dumpster or not. I don't see a whole lot changing at all. And where they're located.
I don't know, I've had one the whole time I'm on my property right now. Never had a problem with the refuse service we have right at the moment. Been exceptional. They went out of their way to.
Let me interrupt you, though. That's just loose.
Eagle, have they finished their assessment of the sewer dumping that went on for the last 4 or 5 years?
We haven't heard.
Okay, Seth has heard, and Seth hasn't gotten back to the village lawyers.
Seth had it.
No, he has not. And every time he doesn't answer, they're charging a late fee.
It's charging a late fee to who?
The village lawyer, because Seth is not getting back.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not over.
Awesome.
Only 5 times and has been stopped, so.
Yes, I want to talk,
I'm just, I mean, if people have, if we're paying $50 on our taxes, we should be able to get full use of service. Doesn't matter whether it's vacant property, brick house, $10,000 mansion. We're paying the same thing on our taxes, we should get the same service. I mean, that's just common sense, right? Come on. We're against common sense, a bad action.
Can you speak more on not charging the landowners?
I was just playing with the numbers and I thought, well, if we increase. These are fake numbers, but if we increase the vacant land from 50 to 60, then we would have to increase the residents from 50 to 80. And we would get enough, but that way the vacant land, I mean, they've been paying $50 for 10, 12 years. So things are gonna go up, so the vacant land would go up $10 and the other would go up 30.
They're also going to pay $11 across the board for a fire assessment,
I know that.
whether it's vacant land or housing.
We're talking about the trash.
Right,
assessment.
why would we split it?
We're not splitting anything about the fire.
With all due respect, but certainly,
I'm sorry, I apologize.
that's okay. So basically, you're gonna charge the residents that, people that have homes to more money, and you're gonna reduce the vacant land.
Not
You
reduce it,
realize-
it'll still go up, it'll still go up.
But you do realize when you create it, everybody pays the same amount.
That's why
Exactly.
I need to talk to the attorney, that's why I said we're looking into it.
Well, you need to do it.
This is, Tony, this is
I
just
haven't
an
been
opinion. This is not going to a vote. This is just for opinion.
Right, I understand that, and I'm just asking you to clear the air, but it's going back to when it was created, it was for everything.
Exactly.
And this service district, for the whole township.
Exactly.
So, and we know what we heard from the landowners when we started.
But that's.
They're gonna be really happy now, but now you're gonna get a fit from everybody else because you're gonna raise theirs. They're gonna say,
Remember, we're the voters, they're not.
right,
Exactly.
keep that in mind.
I was just trying to make it easier on that. I said I was gonna talk to Laura, I haven't looked at it yet, we've got until June to figure this out. So,
Well,
this year it's $50 no matter what.
what I see happening if you do that, the funds gonna grow.
If we do
Increase the
that,
cost, pardon?
if we do that,
Yeah, because you've increased the cost by $200,000. You're paying way more now than you were next year, than you are this.
if it was flat across, I believe the number was gonna be $75 for everybody. So that's why I thought drop down the vacant land and raise up the residents.
It's still in the works.
It's still in the
Yeah.
works, it's like we have until those
And
annual meetings.
it's like that, $75 and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody, we're not complaining with that, but when you start splitting hairs and saying, we're gonna charge you this much, you're charging you this much,
that's what I
That's
did.
not what a special assessment is.
No, I know that, and that's why I had to check to see if that was even or not. It was an idea that popped in my head.
Okay.
So I know it's scary when that happens.
There you go. Department reports. Fire chief, deputy chief. Any,
Well, the month of November, we had 9 calls. We had mutual aid to Yates Fire, EMS assist, down power line, 3-car accident, a Woods Fire, power line down, car accident, smoke alarm, another car accident, and a 2-car accident. We also have our new JAWS through that community grant is on the way. That should actually be here before Christmas for us. And our 800 radios have been ordered as of yesterday. I want to thank the board for promptly pushing that through for us to get that ball rolling, because we had the paperwork by the end of the month to get done for that community grant. And I thank you guys for that. That's all I have.
water. Report here for us. He says due to some more positive tests, they worked coliform again bacteria between this building and the fire department. We're doing a chlorination. Currently, chlorinating the whole system. It's going to go on for so long.
Ernie, where are they testing the fire department at on that?
I don't know where he's testing it at, but I know that we tested positive here and there.
I just questioned.
Water, nobody else tested positive.
When was the positive test?
But that,
When was the positive test?
it had to have been December, November.
I just question it because coming into the fire department, there's 2 different water sources coming in.
Right, that's what you told me before.
Yeah, so I need to know what system is being tested so that we can work on flushing that part of it.
Well, I don't think you have to flush, because in fact, like I said, we're doing a massive chlorination right now.
Yeah, but that, you know, one half the system runs way more than the other.
I know that.
And yet the part of the system that doesn't run a lot is the bathrooms and kitchen and stuff like that.
Well, you should be over there turning those faucets on also, to allow that water to flow through there.
Okay.
Because he does it here too.
I get it. You got 2 water sources coming in. And if they're only chlorinating one of them, it doesn't do a whole hell of a lot of good.
Well, they both come from the same water source,
Do they?
Wash meeting begins
but
twice weekly until they determine that it's not needed, so.
Here, scraps. I got extra.
The reason why they had that.
So the building.
I thought maybe that.
The water line.
System would help.
here's the base,
It's freezing,
okay?
but,
Here's the bay
they don't know
doors.
where that bacteria is.
We have truck fill,
Well, you see,
Spot here.
There's a
we
main
got a
system
truck fill
set up for the trucks.
spot here.
Mhm.
And then there's a smaller system for the.
This pipe
utilities,
coming in
such as,
comes
bathroom
into
and kitchen area.
into the kitchen
Mhm.
and then
Yeah,
splits,
so,
comes in here.
right, it's the
Okay.
same
Keeps
one.
2-inch or 3-inch main.
When did they start
This
pouring?
doesn't,
Okay.
When did they
Run a
start
lot.
What's the
pouring?
water source here?
Started chlorinating.
comes from water tower.
As soon as they got the test back.
The what? The water
What
tower?
was the date?
And the one in the back?
What
This
was
one?
the
No, the one
date?
in the back part.
Oh, this all comes under.
You don't
tower.
have the date
It comes
in
in.
here.
What-
Okay,
This
so
is
it's the
it.
same water source.
Oh, it's the same water source, but this part gets
We had a
flushed way
function
more. It's a
at the
stagnant area.
beginning of the month that involved 2 fire departments with over 40 people there. It's a good thing to know that it tested bad.
Oh,
So it's not oil water. It wasn't.
But I still have kids consuming, I
Right,
have
well-
older people consuming.
Well, I guess you can tell the people that they were exposed. I mean, he does the test at the beginning of the week.
Shut it down. If there was anything that was damaged.
If there was anything concerned, we would notify everyone.
Well, that's not what you said just a few minutes ago.
Well, I'm just, yeah, the two systems were the one that tested.
You weren't worried about it because you guys, it's just here and there.
Can we get the date from Sam?
I'll get the date from Sam
And the location of the test site.
and the location of the test.
We drink the water every day here with the beer, so.
I agree.
Yeah, but you know about it.
No,
We
I
don't.
don't. Well, yeah, I know about it, but I don't care.
I agree.
Because I
Well,
know.
I care. I care for
I
my
know, but
people over
if
there.
they said they'll boil water, then I would care. But people doesn't, it's not a big deal. We just need to get it balanced out because we don't use the water enough here and there.
Perhaps we need to get Sam to answer these questions.
You know, also, he said that, we need to locate some wastewater service needs and Michigan Works for initiative. Evidently, that's not located on our map, so he's gonna have to bring in some of the, LiDAR, and we do not have LiDAR that's currently working. So we do not have prints that include Michigan Works, so he's asking for approval of $1,025 to have the third party contractor locate the sewer laterals and water line needs on. I also mentioned to him that once we find those, to make sure that that's in there. So we know what okay, so I guess the motion would be in order to, the amount of, $1,025 from the sewer water fund. Is there a support? Are there any questions on that?
No, to make it clear, as he stated today, he can't find those, he can't do them as a dig like he normally does.
Exactly,
So he has to hire some special group to come in and do it.
with a LiDAR.
Yeah, because he doesn't have he doesn't have the plan for where the lines are.
He's got the plan, but he does not have the plans to Michigan Works.
To Michigan Works. Right, that's correct. Right.
We have master plans that tell you what the needs are, not all of them are.
Right. So Sam does all the mis dig, but just in front of Michigan Works, because he does, you can't do it for our system. Right.
Roll call, please.
Kelly? Yes. Pat?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Ernie?
Yes. Okay, along the county commissioner, I saw somebody out there.
Uh-oh.
They called her over there up over.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Yes.
I want to see some smiling faces around here. Anyway, I'm gonna try to make it short and sweet.
We got sing us some Christmas carol.
Yeah, oh my God. Good, do what? We'll see if it went. I'm sure. Well, you know, on Monday, December 4th, a while back, the LCEDA, that's the Lake County Economic Development Alliance, we met at 876 restaurant right down here in Main Street, and people who were invited, under Jody Nichols, she's the director, they invited Debbie Smith Olson was there, yours truly, Ernie Wogowski, Mr. Truxton was also invited, but he wasn't there, along with commissioners, board of commissioners, and Toby Lake, our administrator. And of course, folks from Idlewild, the Yates Township, they were also there. So what was going on was a talk about how we could help Baldwin become like, become an economically friendlier place so that we can develop. And what we're talking about was we need diversification. We don't want to be a one horse or one trick pony. Toby Lake, the Lake County Administrator, talked about towns in the past that almost lost everything because they relied on single operations, such as in Greenville, Michigan. They had a Frigidaire plant there, and it's still there, but they were talking about leaving. Gerber, no, they left, I'm sorry. Gerber in Fremont, they were talking about leaving and going down here to Juarez, Mexico. And but that never happened. But Baldwin, we had the Geo prison. Yeah. When they left, we got hit pretty bad. We lost a lot of jobs. And so the big idea was to try to get people in this area to think about the future in a way that would help the town prosper, such as when it comes to zoning. You guys right here in Weber, involved with, we have the power to change zoning laws so that it would be more economically friendlier for people to construct and to build houses. Such as having a mobile park, what do you call it, a mobile park. What's the word for that?
A trailer park?
Trailer park, mobile park. Yeah, you guys gotta you don't have to, but you might wanna consider that. There's a town who decided to go big like this, like down here in Big Rapids where you have that Clarion, or is it, comes to mind, it's not the Clarion, Holiday Inn. I thought at one time Clarion became Clarion, but Holiday Inn. Some people were talking about turning those places into rentals. Can you imagine owning a hotel of that size and instead of people just paying money? Hey, you could just rent out the rooms. It's an idea. I mean, it might sound crazy to some people. Well, it's a possibility. Tiny homes and a lot of other ideas. See, here's the big news is right now in Big Rapids, Augusta County, I think everyone here is aware of the plans for building batteries for electric cars. You guys heard about that?
Mhm.
That plan is supposed to offer 2,300 jobs. 2,300. And so the people who are coming here are going to need a place to live, right? Can they come to Weber and live here? I mean, do we have any rentals? Ernie, you got a couple houses for me?
No.
You got a couple of.
I used to, but I don't now, but there's no.
There's no, so we'll miss out on all that money if we don't try to be proactive and try to think about doing some things like that. So some other people that were there, associate professor, Alex Cartwright from Fairs, he came in and he talked about some ideas and what we can do to help, make this town more economically friendly. So in case you have a diverse developments whereby the tax base is more strong, and if one fail, then some other businesses can support the tax base and keep the town from crumbling. But anyway, just yesterday, it was the 12th. What day is it? It is 14th. So that was yesterday. Okay, I'm getting old, can you tell? We had something going on at Pompey's, and if anybody interested, they could come down there and give ideas that could help make our town here more interesting and more creative, and it's a more exciting place to live. And so that's basically it. Well, what we have to talk about, but are there any questions or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm still gonna call you, Mr. Bill. What you're saying dynamically true for the area. I'm saying area, that county. I was born and raised.
Yeah.
So ever since eon, that county has been the poorest county in Michigan.
Sure.
Okay? It's not a. So what you're saying is that we need some economic growth now.
Yes,
This is the future.
yes.
And when I was coming up, I was talking to, matter of fact, I was just saying this other day, talking to the sheriff. I was at the Chamber of Commerce. There's nothing here for kids to do. Nothing. When I was growing up, we had the student program, we had jobs for the summer activities. The town still needs to grow. Okay, so what you're saying is this. We have all this land, all this space. What can we do?
Right.
Not allow, what can we do to keep Lake County afloat for the next 50 years? Can we bring something in? Can we lease out some of these acres that we have in Worker Township for housing?
Airbnbs.
Well, we're not gonna go to Airbnb. You know why?
Why?
Because that's seasonal. If there's nothing going on in Lake County at a certain time, the Airbnb is not gonna make any money.
Yeah.
There's no taxes. They're gonna come in with property tax.
Yeah.
And they split it. Okay, so now we need, like you said, not just maybe a trailer park, we need some apartment complex. We need another K Hill. Okay? We got enough land around here in Lake County, period, to build some apartment complexes. But we need some jobs for people who don't have to drive to Everett or receive a big raps to work.
Sure.
We have an industrial park out here off of Cherry Street, going down 7th Street. There's never been a factory. I was a senior in high school. And they was talking about building some factories. You know how old I am now? I'm 54 years old, and there's not, excuse my French, a damn factory out there now. Because the mindsets,
Right.
okay, I'm saying mindsets that runs, now it's a different mindset now. What you're talking about, what the board is talking about here, boards in different townships have to make it say, hey, it's time to grow up and shut up.
Right.
We need something here to sustain us. So we have 150, maybe 300 acres off of, behind over here, the old wagon wheel. That's always industrial parks. We need some factories out there, okay? So the next time we have a county board meeting, sir, please invite me so I can make that statement, because there should have been a factory out there. I've been in high school almost 36 years, and there's not a factory here. The box factory is gone. I believe Austin Tools may be closed.
May I interrupt
Yeah.
a minute here?
Yes, sir, I'm sorry.
This would be a perfect conversation to have.
Yes.
With the Lake County Economic Development.
Okay, I got you. But I just want to ask you a question, but that's what it is. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but that's what needs to be done.
And see, he grew up here, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. There you go, there's history. Okay, because 1/2 to 1/3 of incomes are spent on rent. And it's becoming increasingly more and more difficult to find, to be able to support that. But that's about all I have to say, but I concur exactly with what Mr. Austin is saying. We need economic development here.
Yes.
And I think we're gonna get it. I think, I just got a feeling that it's gonna be a boom time.
Nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to work.
Somebody wants to work.
Well, you know what?
Somebody
Those
does.
who want to work, they can go to work. But those who don't want to work, let them stay at home.
I did hear that,
But
Sheriff.
we can't stop progress.
There's three, for every person who does not have a job, there are 3 jobs for them. 3 jobs. Some people don't want to work.
St. Nancy's had it in the ad in the newspaper for almost 3 weeks.
They'll get left behind. That's all that's gonna happen, but we're gonna continue to.
You know, the crazy thing is,
Sir,
have we found apply? We couldn't hire.
see,
No, that's all that wants to work.
okay, this gentleman is gonna say something.
I was at the LCEDA meeting on Monday,
Yes,
and the professor from Service
okay, Mr. Carter.
is an economist,
Yes,
and his background is economics,
yes.
and he was talking about zoning. But he doesn't know much about zoning because he was pushing the Airbnbs, which this county has an issue with housing,
Yes, we
not
are.
Airbnbs. Airbnbs are great for an area like this because fishing and everybody that's coming up.
satisfy the need for the local people first, for the housing. So I wouldn't put a lot of faith. What he said about economics was good, and it made a lot of sense, except when he started talking to them, he got a lot. That's just my opinion.
Sir,
To that, what is the number one industry
tourism,
in Lake County?
tourism.
We don't have enough housing for our tourists.
Yeah.
So we've got a double-edged thing. Do you want to create the housing for the tourists? Demand, increase the demand for services for those tourists? What do you want? What do you want? You want more Airbnbs? Do you want some more Cloud9 resorts? What do you want? Or would you rather start building houses for people that don't have a job?
Well, that's gonna be
another discussion that we have in a different forum.
And of course, one last thing, what's gonna make all this possible, more viable is the infrastructure with internet. We need that internet, and by the way, we are trying to get that here as well. But anyway, all I have to say is stay tuned, and you got some people who are dedicating a lot of time and energy to try to make things happen. I think they're gonna do it. But we gotta attract people to the area, and we need to be known for something. Mr. Cartwright has said, we need to be known for, we need to think about what it is we wanna be known for. You know, and.
5 years ago, they said they had funding for this internet. We haven't seen it yet. It's been 5 years.
How long is the LCD?
Been longer than that. They said the government gave funding out for that. Where is it?
Yeah, you're right.
You want me to tell you where it's at? Where?
It went to the county level.
Oh, I don't know where it's at. You might know. No, I don't know. Somebody knows. I ain't gonna put your finger on somebody, but some people know where it's at. I can't tell you.
That's a hot issue.
That's about it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, you're up. I'm next. So first off, I want to say, Commissioner Walford, at least you're trying. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
The thing is that it's been stagnant in this county for many years. So we can sit here and say why things didn't happen, right? But then again, they said that I couldn't have an Explorer program and kids wouldn't be interested. They got 20 kids now. All right. People say we wouldn't be able to donate all this money to these charities, but we still have. Right? We have people stepping up and donating toys to these Christmas Santa giveaways. So, this Forest County thing that we have is I think it's not a correct statement. You're looking at things, figures and stuff, but you're not really looking at the people that are here. So when you say those type of things, the people live here have a negative impact on themselves. So the thing is, we need to move in a positive direction, and we have been moving in a positive direction because we have people coming back that want to meet that decision. And I've seen that happen in search of one person, 2 people. We've seen that happen the last couple of years. We're going to keep on. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, remember they had there's a law that was passed about expunging certain felonies and certain misdemeanors. That happens automatically now for some of them. So if you have people or friends or family that may have some type of conviction or so forth, you might want to have them do an eye check to make sure that's still applicable, because we have a sheet now that says that if somebody has their expungement, so if somebody does do a background check, we can't release that information. We have to take it out of our system now because it's unbelievable. So if you go to michigan.gov/iChat, it costs you $10. You can pretty much run anybody for the criminal history. $10. So give you some. So
How long before it's automatically expunged?
they're doing it now. I have a list of 7,000 expungements.
So if
My
I
office
had a
has-
felony last year,
Well, there has to be so many years.
That's what
It's
I-
gotta be
yeah,
like
that's what
7
I'm
years for
asking.
some, 10 years for something like that.
okay.
So it isn't like where you get it and it just gets smacked up. And that would be nice. I got this felony.
Not yet.
So anyway, I'm gonna be doing a toy giveaway at the Luther Village Hall on Christmas Eve from 1 to 3, and we've got some really cool toys, so I hope you guys will show up for that. Everything's done in Baldwin, all the toys, everything's here, nothing's done in Luther, that's why we have it. It's It's open to everyone. Anybody wants to come to the county anywhere else, they can come out there, we'll give you some toys, we got some cool stuff. Probably saw a post that I had, we applied and got a grant for $109,000 for the Office of Highway Safety Planning. And as you can see with those speed traffic trailers, the first ones came in Chase, that was over that fatal car crash. They purchased those, and then the Village of Baldwin purchased one and then purchased another one. And with this grant, we're buying 4 more trailers. And these trailers are able to be utilized by any municipality that wants. So if you guys have a troubled area somewhere that you speed or anything like that, please contact me. We'll put them in those areas and see what we got. The thing about them is not just a trailer there. We pay $1,500 for each unit every year for the data that we get. How many cars go through there, what's the speed, what's the peak hours, there's no data that it doesn't like, other than the car. But yeah, it's interesting, it creates, and that's information that we are now supplying to the economic development, so then they can see, like, I just heard this yesterday, so you guys are all gonna be excited. I just heard this yesterday. I was told they're gonna put a roundabout. I heard they're gonna put a roundabout at North Junction, and they're gonna put a traffic signal at the South Junction. Now, they don't know when, it could be 2, 3, 5 years from now, but that's what was told to me. It's gonna be a while, but that's great. At least they're working.
That's what I was getting at. Exactly. I said South Johnson and North Johnson.
The North Junction will have a roundabout.
Yeah,
Right, and then the South one is now.
We're working on that. Good.
Now.
They got a ramp.
That'll be our first struggle, right? We're the last county.
Okay. We, remember the road commission letter you guys got for the ORV speed signs, the barricades? We have been working with the road commission. That's one thing that we don't want to do. I mean, we've had some bad relations, in the past. We have a very good relationship now, and we want to improve that relationship. We want to keep that relationship. So when we got those letters, we met with the road commission, and a couple of road commission members are very work with. You've already done really well. We've worked well with him, and pretty much we're going to be able to have those signs still. The road commission. When it comes to barricades and the cones and the pylons, those type of things, we're going to move to a checks and balance system where basically those things are issued. Here's your form. This is what was given to you. We'll sign it. Get your stuff back. Checks and balance. And that was the whole reason why they had made an issue about not giving out any barricades to anything like Skyrim or West Pike because really stuff is missing. We know about that, but we have to have that traffic control devices for these big events. Unless we get a bunch of people standing out there like this, or we have to rent them from give me a break, which is not cheap, or we got to spend more money with the items we already have in the county. So, Luther robbery, bank robbery has been adjourned again. I won't get into the frustration I have with other government entities in this county, why this is going on. The suspect is actually out. So, yes, so, no, I'm not.
Same guy?
That's not your press. Other than that, we did, I was talking about we started the drivers at voucher program. We've been sending kids to that. I got a few more that are coming. I talked about the recycling. I did find the recyclers to come, but it's a little more expensive than I thought. So it's going to be, I was expecting to pay about $500 a month. It's going to be about $800. So we're going to try to get some more donations for it. The Lake County Democratic Party has committed that they would get $100 a month. So that brings it down to $700. So if I get it down to $500 a month for a year, it's a one of those large compartmentalized deals where you put the whatever. So a lot of people have negative things about, well, people put this here. Well, I can't make anybody behave all the time, but it's better than nothing, right? So, other than that, unless you guys have any questions.
I just need 60 seconds to say this, because the gentleman back here and your stuff, when you spoke on the idea that Lake County is the poorest county, a lot of people don't quite understand what we're really talking about, not individually, it's the amount of revenue that is generated for people working. So there's no Steelcase or IBM or American Seating or General Motors here And so when you add it all up, the revenue that the county generates like that, not individual people, because you can have, like in communities in London, or out here, they start at, I don't know, or even over here, like Ernie Gowski, you gotta have millions. You know, the individuals, but they're not counting that, they're counting revenue that county compared to Washington, Detroit.
And that's right where the secret gem of the nuts.
Cemetery report, we don't have one right now. Grant report. We know that, we did send in 2 more, requests for payments for the trust grant. Also, we pointed out that there is a grant opportunity for us. And across the internet, a new housing readiness incentive grant program. Township applied for a new $5 million housing readiness incentive grant program for costs and associated with the adoption of land use policies, master plan, updates, zoning text amendments, and similar actions to encourage the increasing housing supply and affordability. The program includes $3 million that can be utilized by municipalities that are not part of the Michigan Economic Development Corporation redevelopment program that provides community ideas for zoning to increase housing. Remaining $2 million available to municipalities enrolled in the redevelopment program. Online application will open January 16th and will remain open until the funding is fully committed. Applications will be reviewed by NISHA and as they are received. Okay. Who wants to be our grantors?
Yeah, I was reading that earlier. We always run into a problem not being prepared. We don't have a plan.
We don't have a plan for this either, no.
And that's.
Why can't we make a plan? What to find out what will allow us to make a plan?
I think some of
You know, just our own way.
you got plans to do this stuff? Perfect.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Okay. So, and then we can come back and, if you want to make more moving forward, and then find something that we can use.
Okay, no, for sure, thank you.
Yeah, so we usually look for grants before we have a plan.
Right. This one, but it sounds like it might be a little different.
Sure.
We met the other day.
Oh, for the housing? Oh,
Yeah.
You know, unless there's something in our master plan that sort of leans to a housing plan of some sort.
Guess what? They're in the process of finishing the master plan. And then guess what? The master plan's got master zoning, so we start all over again.
But, I can't remember, is there anything in there that talks about housing project, future outlooks?
This acres for money, so.
Yes, we do. So,
That's what.
we talk about PUD, and,
I wasn't really in conversation.
You just have an investor that's interested in continuing.
But we haven't had anybody in the office yet. Okay. Oh, the other thing is that, we're also, gearing up for the final stuff on, project at the park. And, I had some measurements on the fence, because it kind of hit us for 528 lineal feet. I took actual measurements, and they said we're only gonna pay for what is actually there. I said, okay, it's 400
What would it be?
What's that?
What would you think it was?
525 feet, I couldn't figure out where that, but that's almost the length of 2 football fields. Yes. So that's one of the bargaining chips. And the other one is that November 15th is the deadline, for it to be done, so we're going to find out, sit down with Dan and create a new law, or not create a new law, Dan and reading and figure out what we're going with that. Go ahead. We do that right off the bat, when they said 527 feet, that didn't make sense. Zoning administrator. He has a report here that's written. It says we should do one vendor permit, one name permit. Application went out. Combination of vehicle storage and dump. 5 mile open letter.
Why do you need somebody who's living in an empty house at once?
It also would like to address an issue of section 3.25 camping ordinance. The situation regarding an accessory structure and how it is written in the ordinance. The ordinance states that only a shed of 120 square feet or 400 square feet will be allowed in someone's district depending on the lot size. However, anything that is put into the ground as an accessory structure, including full fence gate, I feel it would be a good idea to revisit this. To clarify, I have traveled around to see more people have multiple accessory structures than just a single story shed. I'm aware that they're being grandfathered in. But I need some clarity. I think that anything that's put in before the ordinance is grandfathered in.
Talking to your mic.
And you've got 3 lots, and you've got, that's it, that considered to be on.
That's what Chris feels we should look at, because other people have
Well,
2 or more.
we did say we were gonna revisit the, camping ordinance. And we already reviewed that.
Talking to your mics, please.
Yeah, and that's good for Chris to bring that up. Because he's seen a flaw.
Yeah. So, I didn't think so.
Last month, to recommend a few things, the board making, changes to the requirement on signage for, currently it requires that a phone number goes on it, we would just like to change that, so we don't have to have a phone number attached on the signage or political signs. So we, as a committee, agreed to move forward on that. We also looked at, section 22.03A. This is the 120 versus 200 square foot rule. It was forward. We also revisited section 3.11E. We voted on this once again, and it was voted down at the planning commission level. So that recommendation will be sent to the board if it hasn't already. We also end up tabling, section 3.28. It's really all we had unless, check it out.
I think you're spot on.
What is the?
I'll write up the top. What's
The ones you hold down.
3.11B was the section on the 18-foot wall. 18-foot versus 24-foot wall. That was voted down once again by the commission. And then the other. But otherwise, that's all that the commission had. Yes. Oh, yeah, sorry, what was the first one you mentioned? 22.03A. That's the 120 foot versus 200 square foot rule. For square footage. Square footage requirements for
A land use permit.
permit.
For sure.
For a shed.
We get any,
For judge about the meeting, not really, everybody people.
That was done by the drywall, they replaced that with more steel. That's back in there. Keep the water on as long as possible, so they can set the water line. Shut off, so it wouldn't freeze. That's piping there. Yes. I didn't get a chance to go over today, to see what it had to do. I'm on this. And I was with Township. Deals. I got a contract.
You went there today? Was that, you were up there today?
I didn't get a chance to go there today, no.
Very busy today, working on stuff.
But, I will go over there and see where we're at with that. I know, fence, a gate for the fence.
Sorry, another miserable. They won't speak into the mic tonight.
Yeah, waiting there.
Continues to matter. Okay, moving on with business.
I'd like to request that I could work on something that actually shows us what we're spending on in the winter months. And we can look at what the porta john costs, what we're paying for towels, what we're paying for maintenance to go out there and do whatever they do. Oh, I'm sorry, I would like to.
Sorry, Deb.
They
got all that.
That clerk is got have your stats ready for us at our next meeting to look at, and then that would be good educated.
Yeah.
They can educate and look at.
The only thing
Speak up.
Okay. Ongoing business. All right, we got, Republic up. Right at the top.
Don't blame you. It sounds like a bunch of muttering. See ya.
C. Meantime, I guess I'll discuss it. We have the public asked you the question at the end, and during public comment. So, Jack, if you want to get in this sort of, this is AJ from Republic.
You guys get your.
Yeah, you have some questions. for
So the
Kate?
issues of trash,
I'll let them know.
you have automatic pickup now?
It's a grotto container, could be in six, trucks.
You guys take it out. You guys take it outside.
Take it outside, please.
Kind of hard to hear you.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Is that better?
I know, I haven't gotten it yet.
But the style of trucks we're planning on running here is a Corrado truck. It does have a scientific arm on the front of it, which shifts into a front loading container. So it does have some automation on the truck.
So we go down to two track, pick things up, or do they all have to be on the main rack?
Okay, so for us to access any container part, it would be a county or township maintained road and plow. So if it's not a maintained road by the county or township, it would be asked to be brought out to the road.
So now it's gonna.
Like we're just putting bags out of them, or
Oh, everyone would be tipped by the.
everyone.
Everyone, if it was empty or just one bag, it's gonna be the same.
So if it's in a position where the arm can't grab it, will someone
Oh,
physically
absolutely.
move it?
Yep, we will get it, yes, and tip with that automated arm.
And then what about, you say you can't have anything to, we bunch yards down. Raccoons are awful. The bears are awful. We have it strewn all over. We have to pick that up. Are you gonna pick it up if it's all strewn all over?
I expected this question from you. I think our drivers would do the best job picking up what they can, but I understand when the animal gets into trash.
Yeah.
We're not gonna have any
Muttering
break
up
on
there.
this.
Oh,
They,
muttering. It's bad. I've asked them to speak up a few
Small,
times.
drivers will be watching.
We have to bag our trash or can anything go in it?
Anything. It's recommended it's bagged,
Well, yeah, we would.
but it's not gonna not be empty. There's loose trash.
Because the raccoons will get in there and tear the bags up.
We've been doing this a long time, and we've been knowing bears and animals are.
So all trash on Little Star Lake, on Lazy Deer Lake, will have to be out on Maryville Road. Is that what you're saying?
What was the road you referred to?
Lazy Deer Lane, it's
Lazy Deer
a
Lane.
little, it's a
Lazy.
two track that goes back, and right now they've got like 8 trash cans all lined up against there. And all the back lot all the lot owners bring them out there and leave them there all week long, because they're weekenders. There's very few of us that are full timers on that side of the lake.
So Lazy Deer Lane is not a county.
No, it's not.
And it would be brought up.
They do currently bring them out too.
No, they don't. They run them right along the side of two track.
We don't bring them out to the main road either. We're on the side.
No, they're on the
driveway.
Smith would come in, or not Smith, but he would come in and throw them in, and then get back out.
There will be some
trial and error, what we can, we are more than happy to evaluate any circumstance and give you our best effort. There comes a point where it's, can we fit? And can we do it safely? And so if the answer is, can we do it safely? And can we fit? But it comes a problem with the winter time, ice and the snow.
Right.
So it becomes a line where, well, when's the cutoff of when we can and can't do it? Because snow or ice could be October, it could be January. And so we want to keep it consistent.
So now people can put their trash cans on my property. Cause it's not, I don't own the whole thing.
Yeah, I was just asking them like Miracle, and you got the road, your road going in there, and they're all lined up on the side. I thought maybe he could just put the Jones in there and back out.
There's trees, they're packed in there. There's no way he's gonna be able to get them unless we stretch them all out. No?
No, I live there.
Oh,
That's why trash can is. It's about 16 feet off of Merrillville.
right.
And it's set off, on the side there. One of the reasons is that we have our trash cans on Merrillville, anybody going down Merrillville throws their trash in our cans. Campers do that.
So what I'm looking at on this diagram is could we, again, you run into the problem of if it's not plowed, we just won't.
Well, it's plowed.
We wouldn't be able. And if there's room, but we do have situations where, and I mean, we do this all over, where, yeah, we would back in as Maryville Bisbee Road.
Right.
Is it?
No, oh, no, it is now. They go like crazy because it's hard for asphalt.
Because safety is something of most importance, but if we could back in, possibly back in to where you're showing if it's 16 feet.
Okay,
that
that's,
isn't far.
I just don't want a bunch of
Every
trash
effort we
cans
can
in my front yard.
to service you the ability to do the best we can.
So it sounds like it's your driveway, sir,
Oh,
No.
yeah, I live on Big Deer.
He lives way down the way.
but you said
It's my driveway. It's my driveway.
Where
But
they
it's
have
public
their,
the
access.
other one, on the.
where they have,
That's an access road, but it's my land, it's my driveway. But it is part of the access. I can't shut it down or anything.
No, but that's the road that it's on, all the cans are on,
Yeah, designated easement.
but that's the road that the cans are on,
Exactly.
okay? And he plows it, or he has it plowed.
Okay, yeah. All right, if that's the case, if he can get down there and get it, I don't have a problem. I just don't want, 8 trash cans lined up in front of on my property.
About Lakewood Drive. It's a mile loop coming in through, it is a private road. Residents follow it, but not as reliably as the county might be. Bit of a hardship, hauling our trash quarter of a half mile to get it out. And as of right now, there is no provision for any place for those trash cans to go. We're gonna have to invade on somebody's private property.
What do you do now?
You come right down our road. all year long. Yes. And fix it right up, but whether they're gonna do that in a better time.
Well,
it's a two track, and they said they don't go down on the track. You have to move over for the next car from this way.
Exactly.
Why did you guys go on this if they're not gonna go down two track?
Right.
Because most of the township is two track, especially around the lakes. I'm not understanding this.
The two track to me is.
Nobody asked the
Two-track
proper
with grass.
questions during the public hearing. And for $613,000, I would suggest that every truck has a rake and a shovel. Because that's what the drivers are gonna be doing.
Cause I can't bungee cord it anymore. Oh, big problem.
And that information that we'll get today.
That's because they're all like, smorgasbord.
The information that was put today, the township, that you can't have to be 3 feet from the road.
within 3 feet of the road.
Yeah. Okay, US 10, 237. If the plow truck comes by, within 2 minutes before the garbage truck, trash truck comes. And, you know, they got the side, and they're up 6 feet out. That cleans that can and throws it 40 feet. My yard, and
How many do we have on US?
Oh, Lord.
and then there's. I mean, I can put it there, so that's not gonna work.
And even paved roads in the township, they don't do them plow. If it's on the side of the road, it's back in the woods. They don't do the plow.
And I know I can do this, and you do it another.
We certainly do, and you're asking me questions that I would reach out to my own team. You know, I'm here to be public comment. Our supervisors and managers have done the tour of the Weber Township. They're very familiar. One of our drivers even lives in Weber Township. We're confident we can do it, but there may be some one-off circumstances like this that, you know, we need to come up with a plan on. And it's, do I have that answer for you right now? But I'm more than happy to address it with the team as soon as tomorrow and have an answer.
Basically, we're a project in motion.
What's that?
We're a project in motion.
But don't you have other customers that are like on US 10?
Absolutely.
And what do you do there?
We have them set along the curb.
So at our last meeting, you said that you would go down the private drive if, there was,
If we
yeah.
get our
site
team
waiver.
to agree, you know, visual, you know, deer, which lane?
So, but
You know, if I could, those two, if I had known that we were gonna have questions on them, I would have had direct answers for those.
So
I
if
missed
the,
the last meeting.
if the previous provider was able to get down those roads, is it relatively safe to say you should be able to as well?
We have different procedures than any, you know,
Okay.
provider A, B, and C. What we hold to be safety issue for us, another provider may not.
Actually, when you have circumstances like it's just described, would you offer them under your general conditions, residents may solicit contractors to provide service on private drives, provided that a waiver of liability has been signed, releasing the contractor and township from any responsibility of damage.
Absolutely. We would go through our best effort to collect on these streets, but again, it comes down to can we do it safe?
Well, it's the waiver part. Would you put that up front, or would you just try it without the waiver?
We would just come to an agreement. We'll have a supervisor go out, can we do it? And we will try it without a waiver if needed. Or if you want a waiver, we can certainly go down that road.
But someone out there asked about bags on vacant land. What are we gonna, go campers?
And it's good to meet the campers out, and a lot of them are not, I'm telling people living in there, but they are there a lot. And, you know, if you're just to have the blue bags and we get from here, if you guys know, you like to drive around, ready to show, pick it up. You can put it out one night, if I put it out 2 hours, and you know where I'm living, Ernie, I put it out 2 hours before the trash comes, and it'll be scattered. You know, I've been where I'm at 8 years now, I've had a can the whole time. Agreed, I'm on the property, I'm off the property, there's things to be collected some weeks, there's nothing there some weeks. But I've had a can, I've never had an animal problem. Now, if you start throwing these bags out there, I'll guarantee it. Because not only do you have wild animals, you have people that let their dogs roam, people that got cats out there. You know, along with raccoons and bears and deer and all the others.
Porcupines.
You know, I mean, people try to take care of their animals, they put up fences and enclosures, which they're not allowed to. So the animals are not running around all over the place. So that's part of it. So would
You listening?
a person in that position qualify if you can?
That would be up to the township. You know, they have their rules and we're just providing service based on what's the direction.
Well, they're going to say we could run one from you.
Yeah,
Where do we get this?
We would be willing to round one to yes, if that's what you would like.
I think the previous refuge person made side deals with people.
I never had a deal. I had a can the whole time I was there.
I've heard of people while we rent ours, they tell us, it's like, okay, as I question them, saying, but you pay for it, why are you renting it? Because we have a camper.
Is there a
So that's why-
possibility,
Well, you know,
is there,
then you gotta make it, don't make it one way below, it just doesn't make that with everybody. So it's like, I've had a can the whole time I've been on my property
It would be.
and never.
I think you should just word the contract to say
Paid
residents,
for my taxes.
year-round residents.
Just, it was the December 18th that you're gonna start.
The 19th.
How will you know where to drop them if there are these sort of two tracks? Do you drop them on the main road here?
We will, the delivery, the cart delivery truck is a completely different truck than the service truck. So we will be delivering parts to the actual homes. Yes, we're not gonna place them at the curb. We were provided a list that we're going to work off. And if anybody that is deserving of a cart listed as permanent, contacts the township, we will return to deliver them the cart if they were missed on the 19th.
You do have our addresses that are permanent.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And are there
And
different numbers on it?
And
So that my
seasonal
neighbor would know
forages.
whose is whose when we take it to the main road? So there's 6 out there. How do you-
You're welcome to put some sort of sticker, there's not numbers on them. And some models change from year to vary, there may be a number on it, there may not be, I'll know on the 19th. But you're welcome to sticker it if you would like, to identify your.
is there any possibility of placing several containers around the township in strategic areas for campers? You know, someplace where there's a larger number of camping, land to maybe at a strategic intersection, place a container for campers use?
Absolutely. Again, if we can get to it and access it safely, and, you know, an amendment wants to be made to include those units, by all means, we could provide that service. And that's really not a bad idea.
Like having a dumpster here or something.
Correct,
Like
yeah.
gate stuff, but then,
Yeah.
but if we need cameras.
And stuff that you find it.
I've seen all that.
I mean,
But,
it may be worth trying.
right, but if they know that they're on camera, then maybe.
This is actually to the board. I find it interesting that you had under 500 full-time year-round residents you were claiming that lived in Weber Township when you were considering the number of stops. Do you remember that meeting? Why can't we use that number, full-time residents, instead of the property issue that Pat was saying, vacant land or a property with a structure on it? Let's go back to year-round residents.
We are.
That's what's exactly what,
Well, then why wouldn't Kevin get a container?
because he's on vacant land.
But he has a camper there year-round.
Yeah, that vacant land.
Okay, now you really lost me.
You need a camper, it's on vacant land.
If you need a camping permit, is what you're saying, you do not get a camp. There was two parts to this. Thank you. No, I was, yeah, that you guys couldn't. Thank you, Jackie. Okay, one more issue. Years ago when I was here, off of, I believe it's Wonderland Drive, there is Putnam Lake Resort out there. And the residents, I think it was on Janine Drive, were claiming that when he gets started or after a big holiday, he uses their dumpsters, their trash receptacles. and takes all these campers that he's had visiting there and puts the trash over there. How could we resolve that? And I guess mostly I'm asking the board about this. What was the solution to it?
The community over there resolved that they want, I don't know what they solved.
They removed their cans so that Kevin can't just go over there and use them. Okay, now I'm done. Thank you.
Now, this is not for him, it's for the independent. Now, we heard that the last time independent left the township, to get his trash cans, dumped all the trash on the ground, took his trash cans. How are we gonna get a heads up on when not to put any more trash in them cans? Or will we have ours?
January 1st, we pick up on January 12th, you'll be a day late because of the holiday. Wednesday will be them picking it up. So after the Christmas weekend, no more.
Okay, so you're telling me that,
January 1st.
Keep your
you guys take over.
Christmas trash in the garage.
so the 26th,
But it'll be.
independent will still pick up our trash?
Yes, and it'll probably be the 27th because of the holiday.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
They
And
can
then-
pick up your trash and then,
They are done,
yeah.
so don't put any more trash.
And what did you say that when they finished something,
They did that at the last township that they left.
they dumped everything?
There was any trash in the trash can.
That's, exactly what.
Well, you can blame them, they lost the contract, they want their trash can back.
You don't have it like that. It's a professional.
What was this that was given to us about the breakdown of how much it's gonna be?
That was just a worksheet, the numbers are right on there, I just don't know if we shouldn't have it, that was just something that I was thinking.
Sorry, Deb.
There's no actuality on there at all.
So really, Republican can be $80 a year.
If, well, that depends on if they, if we roll over the bacon, otherwise it's gonna be less than that.
Okay, so the meeting you had on going over the contract with Republic. And Dan brought up at the beginning of this meeting, you guys want to put in there that the township can terminate it at any given time. But that's not the wording in the contract you received from Republic. Why not?
That's what we're on that subject right there.
So why wasn't that wording that either the township or Republic can terminate?
Yeah. Kelly, talking to your mic.
An agreement, we have a lot of money that's going to be invested in cars, trucks, drivers. Any agreement with Republic, I mean, we set the terms, whatever the length of term that is. And it's like this in the service industry, anywhere, you're agreeing to a time length of commitment at a particular price. And any breach or attempt to cancel that contract within that term, I mean, again, it's a commitment from the township and Republic Services for that term.
It's
We would
okay.
not be able to provide the service on a agreement that is set for a 3-year term where it could just be canceled at any time. We have a lot of money invested in the cars, equipment, trucks to provide the service. So we do need that. We do need the commitment for the full term to be able to invest in all that money up front.
We did, yes, we did ask that after the first year, because there was such a big discrepancy between the number of, actual customers that the bid was, written for, which was 478. A1 was claiming he had 1,100 some carts up there. So our concern was, okay, what happens to our price when there is a renegotiation of price after the first year? So what happens if Republic has built their quote and contract based on say 500 customers, and they actually wind up serving 1,100. The township may not even be able to afford where the price would have to go. So we ask that after the first year, when we reconcile the customer count, that we do have a clause allowing for termination of the contract if we cannot reach an agreement on the price.
Is that
Good
correct?
thought. Thanks, Deb.
Okay, is that clause in the contract?
And it was an amendment we asked for.
Good
So
job.
any discrepancy in price is gonna be based on the house count. We don't know exactly how many carts we're gonna deploy in year one. But we're gonna know 10 months into it, how many we have out. And if we need a price adjustment, we will come to the table of Weber Township and explain this is what we have, this is the cost, and try and come to an agreement on what the pricing should look like moving forward. The pricing we provided and the quote was based on the information given to us. We're finding that based on the list that we've been looking at and recently working through, we feel we're hopeful no price adjustment.
We had 478 was the original just from running it.
From Herman.
And then today,
That was homestead.
that was the homestead people. But then today we went through and like John, you have 3 parcels or 2 parcels that are inactive, but they're still homesteaded because they must be combined. So we took 2 of those off. There was a lot of people like that. So we're down to 409, I think, permanent residents. So that's what they're doing. And then, also got rid of, seasonals the same way, the people that had combined lots and were listed 3 times for one address. And, we got that down to like 400 and something.
You know, I've been working
So-
on it also.
And he's got more information to
I
take
know
stuff
the
on.
people that have never come up
Yeah,
in the last 4 years to their place. So and I know people that come up here once a week, only one time a week, or maybe one weekend, a year. Yeah.
And we don't know. So A1 was saying, this is the number of carts he has out there. So how many are carts that people are renting from him? How
Yeah,
many are carts that perhaps he had to replace because the original was damaged and, you know, he's counting both. We don't know what
no. we don't
how
know where
he's
figure it out.
accounting for that number. He's just saying, this is the number we have out there.
and even that list that he gave me at that meeting with my senior, there's a whole bunch of them off of that list that he had. Yeah.
Bernie, could you, we did get you did consult the lawyer about.
Yes, I can read that right now. What the attorney suggested that we do, this is what his word is, the township or the contractor may terminate this contract upon 90 days, written notice by either party. Contractors shall be paid for all services rendered through the date of the termination. We won't do that. Neither party is entitled to any liquidated damages or other damages in the event that one party terminates this contract. That's what the attorney said.
I have the same concern about that as the gentleman from Republic does. Why have a contract? If you're writing a contract that says this can be terminated at any time, then why are you just not going month to month?
Only because in my view, I raised a concern exactly with the lawyer. And that's one of the reasons, because our last contract had just that type of verbiage. Because it's not just the rate at one particular number that we may have a reason to have a problem. Because I had counted about 3 possible increase possibilities that was just not the rate. Some of it was the fuel, some of it was the tax. There was some
Yeah, it could be some sort of something Eagle or E.
Right.
Like what on the, on
Tax
the, on the,
rules
on
for
the
government.
states, something, you know,
All
right
of the
states.
tax
Right.
things noted
So-
on there with all the things that any other company would have to do.
To finish, I raised a concern, mainly because that wasn't the only reason I thought that we should have some wiggle room to get out of the contract, but I get his point in terms of they got a lot of investment and they don't want it. But here's my view on it as well. We have a responsibility to have a good position in the contract too, because these are public funds too.
Right.
And what the contract initially did, it didn't let Weber out
For anything.
for anything. And I just didn't see, I didn't think that made sense. So when, AJ suggested that his boss would consider 60 days, that was okay. Okay, partly, but the way it's written, that 60 days only allows you guys to terminate.
Here, let me read this. This is what, the code is for. Okay, if the contractor or township cannot come to an agreement upon a price adjustment on the services fee after 1 year, on house count audit ending December 31st, 2024, the contractor can terminate the agreement within a written 60-day notice via certified letter or excuse me, with no penalty to either party. If 1 year price adjustment is accepted by the contractor and township, all prior terms and termination terms apply as laid out in this agreement.
So the difference was the contractor don't want to allow to terminate in the township. That was the difference. And some of us went away thinking that we would be able to terminate as well.
You would be able to terminate by not agreeing with the new regulations.
That's what this says.
And so we're saving you the stamped and certified by sending the letter. So you're basically terminating by not accepting. If there's any rate adjustments above what is in the contract, we ask for more. If the township declines, we don't come to agreement, that is the township.
Did you, well, not bring it up because of this. Did you eliminate the part of the contract that gave, it talked about not terminating right away, getting time to work on the problem? Is that still in the
That
contract?
is still in the contract.
So you see, it doesn't, you still got time to work on it, you're not actually terminating it, you don't have to terminate. You can ask us to work
That's
on it.
only if, that's only if there's a breach of contract.
Is that just a brief?
Yes,
That's correct.
that was only for a breach, but I did have a question on that as well. So if there is a breach by your company, there's nothing in that.
We have 30 days to fix it.
Okay, and if you do not, but it doesn't say.
It doesn't say that.
No, it says that we won't come to an agreement, so therefore, we're done.
There's nothing that says you're done.
Right, it
So
says
we
that in
cannot
there.
come to an agreement.
No, that's not,
It is under the contract and township.
that's not the contract, that's not what that's section we're talking about.
Lawyers would eat that up.
Our lawyer wanted to go a different direction on it. And it's probably a problem to a republic because they have such an investment. They don't want to allow the township to have that easy an out, I guess.
We want to come to agreement. Do we like the service? For the term that is voted on in agreement.
I have a question for the board, and I never did get a good answer on this. This is a contract in excess of $600,000. Is there a policy procedure stating at what point our attorney needs to review a contract before we approve it?
Good job.
There's nothing, there's no,
Did we?
he did have the lawyer look at it, but
No, to my
I
understanding,
have
there's
asked to
nothing,
have the lawyer look at
there is nothing in writing, no procedure in our books
it. That needs to change.
I guess our concern over there is, it should also say, if they can terminate, the township can also terminate if not satisfied.
That's what it says, but it doesn't say that.
Well, why not?
Why? Because we're talking in circles.
We understand.
We understand. I understand it.
Everybody understand here what we going on? Okay. Well, then, we need to make a motion to either accept his addendum to sign it. That Williams, there's a word. What? Support it, okay. That Williams. Shut it. Does anybody have any questions before we vote? All right, roll call, please.
Kelly.
Yes.
Pat.
Yes.
Dan.
No.
Deb. No. Ernie.
Yes.
Oh.
One year.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Just get a roll call. And Pat. And any contract, sign it.
Just saw how screwy things can get.
Oh, yeah.
All right. The handbook, everybody else can read that. That's the all. Those the verbal write-ups and not in here, but on the sheet, that is the manager or the supervisor of the department. And the verbal warning should be in writing as well in the file.
Is it one or the other, or there's?
The check mark, the warning, and what it was about, and it goes in the file. 6 months ago. One of the two that, if it's pulled out after certain. It's in the, this.
My only question was,
6
who
months.
was actually, who actually fills it out? It's one or the other, or
It's department head. Okay. So Sam would fill it out for Jesse. I would fill it out for Jackie, whatever, and then for Chris, for me.
But I agree, it does have some good language in there now, it talks about write-ups, how long we last. I know that, before, the write-up should stay in their, record for life, and it does have a expiration date.
And again, when they're hired in, they'll get this book, and they have to sign this paper before they start working.
You know, shouldn't the, policy book.
Once we approve that, these papers will go in the policy book.
Get it put in there.
That's what I just said.
So you're gonna start tracking actual employee hours? Are you gonna start tracking actual employee hours?
That's done through the budget.
Oh, okay.
So does anybody else have any comments on the employee handbook?
A part of our committee does.
Something we didn't think through. So Ernie being supervisor does Chris, that's conflict of interest. It is.
Mhm.
In the whole family. So don't you think the trustee
Yeah.
In that
should have
instance,
a say so or do the write-up?
yeah,
Just to keep it neutral?
for that instance, yes, but if it's somebody else in there, then, okay.
But it wouldn't be anybody else because there's no one else under him.
Who's in the meeting?
Nobody.
We're just saying, nobody, but we figured that you could be the trustee or the manager for him, for a write-up or whatever. Chris, but they're saying no because of conflict of interest, so that maybe one of the trustees could be the signer of that verbal warning or written warning or suspension or whatever. Well, the suspension.
Well,
is important.
what about all of the department heads? I understand they all fall under the board itself, but in that event, we would have to look at that as well.
The board, if it's
So they have
Sam, it's the
to
board. If it's Sam, it's the board.
And then wait for something, because he's his own department head. And
Yeah, I guess it would be the whole board.
But you still need someone to fill out that paperwork.
Right, and that's what my question is. So what is it for Sam? What is it for Pat? What is it for? So that would be.
We don't get rid of it.
Oh,
here we go.
Yeah,
Here
yeah,
we
yeah.
go.
But anything, any department head goes before the board, because there's no one above them, like the board. And you only got Sam with one employee under him.
And well, and
But
also
do
Chris is
the
a department
right
head
of
too. Chris is a department head too. He's a running administrator. He is.
That's not a department, that's part of the township.
There's a department head.
He's a department
That's a
head.
department head, just like me.
Technically, by title, it's a
He's a
department head.
zoning
Because he's not elected.
But it goes before the board. But one person has to fill that out.
Right. The only question that I saw is that, on the sheet you guys need for, reviews. Yes, your evaluation worksheet, you can score, is it ones or zeros? You can score the lowest possible amount and still you're entitled to a raise based off the system.
We talked about that. They have changed the numbers so many times.
Even if it was just moved up one single point, so you couldn't get the lowest possible across the board, and still be entitled to
But
that raise.
that would be the discretionary up to the person filling out the paper, how truthful they want to be.
Yeah, because it's not, there's 9 questions and the 9 to 25. If you scored 9, you got 1 on all of them, you're still gonna get
You're
50
gonna
cents.
get a raise according to that.
Unless you skip one and say NA.
Right.
Or,
Well, then that's incomplete.
and there'll be discussions. I mean, it's,
Everybody
everybody's gonna get something.
you know, sure, 50 cents or something.
Everybody's gonna get something.
That in there, or is that need to be in there?
In the disciplinary, says for the verbal. Doesn't say in the verbal one, written. Season for 12 months. Suspension has to be board and dismissal, or so. We could put in the verbal has to be done by the department head.
And the department heads need to go to the board.
And the department heads will go to the board, so they're senior. We could put that, just add that into the disciplinary.
No. To the board.
Yeah. I'll just-
Okay. I'm waiting for a motion to adopt that.
I make a motion to adopt the employee handbook with the revised verbiage. I'll support it.
All in favor?
I guess roll call.
Kelly? Yes. Pat?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Bernie?
Yes. Right.
Okay, what we planned on doing, I have 48 copies. So we're going to give one to everybody. And then get their signature in their file, all the fire department, when they hire people, we'll hand them a book.
Now this book information be in policy.
It will next week.
It'll be online too.
All right, moving along.
Will it be online on the Weber, Township page?
Already gave you status on that. We got the sign, MDOT put the signs up for the noise on the highway. So I think we're getting some, questions on that. They just requested, like I said, the information was, said before, where they want a copy of the noise ordinance and number and section that pertain to the big bridge. That's out there, and people must be reading it, because I know the noise is really going down. So I don't know if,
I'm gonna ask your truck driver, right?
What?
Kevin,
Well, I used to be.
if you saw a sign that says 31 dot blah, 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 are you gonna know what that means?
Right now.
Or if you said no Jake Frick, would you know what that means?
You had to say something that says no Jake breaks, but legally you have to have the, Michigan.
I know, but if that's all that's on there, are you gonna know that that's the Jake Frick law? Driving down the road?
Not necessarily, yeah.
That's my point.
You know what?
Come on, guys, one at a time. Jeez.
No Jake Frick, that's what I thought this sign was gonna say. Right?
I
And
asked
it'll say like
MDOT,
from this, from here to 32nd Street or
necessary.
whatever.
They wanted our ordinance out there.
Well, you can put the ordinance number on there, but also say no Jake break.
I'm asking you.
Well, persons do know that if there's a sign that says noise ordinance involved or enforced,
Does that?
they know that they can't take.
Okay,
I
but
mean,
does
that's-
that
yeah.
say that in big letters?
I don't know, I haven't seen signs, but I know that other people have, because it's all over Facebook.
Have you ordered the signs?
You're up.
We didn't,
Oh, they're up.
the MDOT put them up.
Okay.
We didn't order, we didn't
Look
have.
at the signs, I just don't.
On something like that, they should say, it should say noise ordinance in effect.
Something,
And then
if
it should
that
have
says that,
the Michigan state law number, on that sign.
but it needs to say something in bigger letters.
Well,
Noise ordinance.
I've only heard one this morning, and I haven't heard it for a week. And they're really quiet, they're not really loud, or shake the house.
You know, one other thing on that area, you might notice a lot, is you got a lot of local companies, the cattle haulers around, the little colleges around, things like that, that use their Jake breaks, they know it's an issue now. Suppose they're the ones that are here and they're quiet down, the guy comes from California, going up Traverse City or something, you know, right through. But what you're hearing is the effect from the local drivers, that, knowing that, hey, I'm gonna get taken out. So that's all you really hear.
Okay. Move on. Okay, under on this, we have to make a motion to close the public hearing of November.
It was November 6th. No, it was November 27th. That was the public hearing.
Okay, I need a motion to close that public hearing for November 27th.
I make a motion to close the public hearing of November 27th.
Deb Haynes, your support. Matt Williams. The all in
You guys,
favor, aye.
I don't remember why it was. I was still.
Oh, we were here.
We made a motion, not to continue, but we did not make a motion to close.
She was here.
I was here.
Yeah.
Oh, I was. Yeah, but so we didn't make a motion.
No, there's so much discussion during the.
You
So
weren't
there was
here
no-
today when we talked.
No,
Right.
Oh, because
Oh.
once again, my apologies. But so it wasn't tabled? There was no motion to table it?
No, there was a motion to not
Okay, I got it.
Well, we have to reschedule.
Okay. Thanks,
So
guys.
we
I
got
just
all in
wanted to-
favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried, very good, thank you. All right, now, this is the end of the year for, we got a couple of board members up for planning commission terms
Who are they?
expiring. We have, Nikki Hughes, and we've got John Hindy. Well, I'm considering, Bill Austin as a member and Nikki Hughes. as the, Second one.
Bill, is the other one or not?
Bill Austin is still around there.
Saying on it?
I feel lost.
I do.
Fine.
Did John not want to be on it?
That's what I'm asking.
Me too.
So this is a time where I can make changes. I'd like to see Bill Austin.
Here we go.
We'll do it.
Was it an issue with John's performance?
No,
What was that, Ernie?
Absentee.
No,
Any-
he was excused. He called the chairman and was excused each time.
yeah,
Yeah.
Not all the time.
Last year.
but he never exceeded the limit.
Quite a bit.
He may have missed,
I can bring up my agenda thing, but it's really close to the thing that way.
That's my recommendation. Yeah. Pat Williams, is there support?
Did you, ask the public if anybody else is interested? Was there an application process for this?
thank you, good
Or
one,
you just
Kevin.
go pick somebody up out there, what? Stacking the deck, so. what do you
Again,
like
well,
better?
he did it with me.
My choice.
You know, did you?
One more
Put
year.
it in the paper last time?
Why, no,
We didn't do it this time?
no.
We have applications that come in all year round.
Yes. My statutory duties. Sorry.
You get to choose, but the board has to vote on it.
Roll call, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, who made the motion? Pat and Ernie.
Yes.
See, it's gotta be roll call.
Ellie? No. Pat?
Yes.
Dan?
No.
Deb? No. Ernie?
Yes.
It's three, simply because it's Sam still wants to be on.
It's nothing against you personally, it's just the actions, Bill.
Leave it. I'll make a motion to accept Nikki.
I'll support. Nikki and Ted was staying on right. Do you know about John?
I do not, I do know that this, I mean, I could go look, but it's real close to going over the attendance thing.
That's January anyways.
Roll call, please.
Kelly? Yes.
He called it to the chairman.
Pat?
Mhm.
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Ernie?
Yes.
I'm sorry, who made the motion?
Kelly,
I did.
Okay, thank you.
Well, we have one thing. Okay, zoning board of appeals. They're also January 1st, 2024. Dave Freeman is the one that's up for that one. Make a motion to put him back on. Last week, we also need an alternate.
Dave, he said he wanted to stay in.
Yes.
That's what they do.
That ain't right, yeah.
Nope.
What? That ain't right. What ain't right?
Sidebar.
I had a question. I wasn't aware.
John Hindi called the chairman each time he couldn't make a meeting, and it's not multiple. Because the chairman at every planning meeting would say, somebody would say, where's John? Well, he has an excuse tonight. He's out of the state, just like anybody else taking vacation. So he hasn't been absent multiple times.
And he may have been absent more often while his wife was sick.
And his son died to boot.
Last year when the
But just because you tell them doesn't mean that you still.
there's bylaws you go by, and he did not violate the bylaws.
Thank you, he did not.
For how many meetings? That-
Maybe 4.
That's not violating the bylaws.
No, because they had 6.
Three times without calling someone on the planning.
I don't
board.
know.
That's not the bylaws.
It's-
That's not the bylaws.
Doesn't matter.
Hey, the planning commission bylaws were just changed. Because he used to be that people could take up to 6 absences in a year. And he agreed to go with the 4 for the year. So prior to Monday night's meeting, it was 6 absences for the planning commission.
So that's half the year.
Yes, ma'am. That's what their bylaws were. And John has not superseded that. No, he has not superseded that.
And that was the only thing.
So the next one, we have Bay Freeman. You know. His term is up this year.
Make a motion.
That one, is there support? Roll call.
Kelly, yes. Pat?
Yes.
Dan?
Yes.
Deb? Yes. Ernie?
Yes. Okay, so, do you want to wait to adjourn for Jackie to read bylaws?
No,
But you were saying he was gone for 6
no,
meetings.
he never exceeded the 6. Prior to Monday night's meeting, the planning commission could take up, the planning commission could take up to 6 times out.
20 meetings this year.
Or 3
6
consecutive.
isn't nothing.
In the bylaws, it said that he missed 3 consecutive unexcused.
Unexcused, but he called every one of them in.
3 consecutive meetings.
So was he absent 3 consecutive meetings?
Not to my knowledge.
No, he wasn't.
Here's the other thing about that. Regardless of what you guys put in bylaws, the statute doesn't allow him to be eliminated that way.
Thank
still
you.
have to have a hearing from the board to
Exactly.
be eliminated. So. if-
Thank you,
Well, he's
Dan.
not an elimination, he is up, his term is up, so he is suggesting.
No, I know that part. I'm talking, no,
It's a supervisor.
that's not the part I'm talking about.
What are you
I'm talking about this bylaw thing being carried.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Because regardless of a bylaw, he can't be eliminated, he can't pick up the planning that way. That's what I'm saying.
Got it.
So
But
the
his
bylaw,
term is up.
yeah, that has nothing to do with this. The bylaw really needs to read that he'll come before a hearing
Oh, yeah.
to get eliminated.
Okay.
Because that's what the state says, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for it, actually, anything, he can have a hearing, can be written up for a hearing.
Yeah, I don't think his attendance needs to be discussed.
So why is she discussing his attendance? One person out of a 7
It was
member
only
board.
my.
There was a
Well,
question about the attendance, so I answered the question, just like you can run one out of common chair, which is
I
not
don't
that.
understand the word you're saying.
So, to be honest, if an attendance is a problem, that should be addressed, you know, especially if it's in your bylaws, because somebody from the planning is supposed to say, our bylaws have an issue with attendance, and then that person can make a complaint to the board for a hearing.
Well, I
Which
think
is
that
what we'll.
Mr. Austin would be a perfect candidate.
We already changed that.
And I'm sure he may very well be, but I think, I would like to hear from John to know if he's
Thank you.
interested and
He's not here, he left.
Easy for you.
And I get to choose.
Yeah, you lost. All right, so do we have an adjournment?
Well, does that create a vacancy or is he still?
Yes, it does.
Vacancy.
Yes, it does.
Yes. Fill the vacancy.
I guess you get to do it next month now. Plus, I'd like more information on the gentleman that's vying for John's position. I plan to. So do we have a second for adjournment? Thank you. Okay, yeah, it's 8:16. Thank you. I understand that.
In the past, and you are. Like I said, I'm a long time resident. For 30 years. I've been here 54. If I'm involved, I'm a safe. Why not take? Well, that's in everybody's right. To do it the correct way. If something is wrong, we figure it out. As a community, we got to get it right. So, these things being wrong, anyway, if I'm involved.
Right, 5 million. State. What I would have covered. That's it.
It's always a primary question.
The zoning.
Excuse me. All right.
How would you be?
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.